Oktoberfest is back! And if you've ever seen footage of Oktoberfest, you'll know that most people don't look like most people. This is because they're all wearing the traditional Bavarian costume called lederhosen for men and Dirndl for women. I really like them. I think they're really flattering for the female body and they're just so pretty. I already own 3. So this is my first Dirndl. I bought it back in 2015 for around, I think, 60-70 euros from a tourist shop nearby the tents at Oktoberfest. So like most Dirndls, it consists of a blouse, a dress with a super tight bodice with a high waist flared out skirt and an apron. The blouse is worn under the bodice. It's normally white in color and made of cotton, but you can get it in a variety of materials and styles like lace, silk, linen. It even comes in black. So for my Dirndl, I just bought a standard white cotton blouse with a flirty, low-cut neckline and some simple decorative details around the neck with some short puffy sleeves. So the bodice on this particular dress has lace details at the front, some floral patterns and a red trim all around. The skirt is plain black and reaches just below my knees. There's also a pocket on one side which is really handy. So funny story, the first time I wore this to Oktoberfest, I ended up drinking and eating so much that the button actually popped off and I have not been able to reattach it ever since, which is why in this video it kind of flops around. So the last part of the Dirndl is the apron. It can be very decorative, but you do need to tie it yourself, and it's really important how you tie it because it says a lot about you. I'll talk more about that later in this video. So my second Dirndl is actually a much better quality one. I got this one after I moved to Munich. It's made up of the same parts, a blouse, skirt, bodice and apron. I went with the same color combination of black and red because these are like my favorite colors. The materials are so much heavier and thicker and it kind of fits me like a glove because I had it altered. The actual body is slightly stretchable. I learned my lesson from the first Dirndl. Oh yes, with this stretchable fabric, I can eat and drink to my heart's content and not worry about anything exploding and ripping. The bodice has a slight sheen to it. There's no lace at the front this time, only a zip, which is quite comfortable to wear. There's some small discreet pattern on the skirt. The length is ankle length, which I think is quite modest and closer to the traditional garments. The additional fabric is also great for the slightly colder months, or when you want to cover up a bruise on your leg from falling drunkenly over. Not speaking from experience, of course. So the third Dirndl is my most recent purchase. I was a little bit more adventurous. It's shorter in length, coming to just my knee. The dress is dark blue with a slinky silver, very reflective pattern, and this pattern can be seen on both sides of the dress, front and back, top and bottom. There are not one, but 2 whole pockets in the skirt. I use one of them to keep a navy ribbon so I can use it to lace up the front of my very decorated bodice. Everything is just so tight and fancy in this. So now is my favorite part of the Dirndl. Look at how decorative and how extra it is. There are 2 layers of materials. The top one is a mesh. The bottom one is like still very silky. There's just so much beading and pattern and like stuff going on. So extra. I love this so much because I never get to wear like highly decorated pieces of clothing like this in my everyday life. So now let's talk about how to tie your apron, because where you tie your apron knot tells everyone around you your relationship status. So it's quite important to get it right, especially around a lot of drunken people at Oktoberfest. If you tie the knot on the right, it means that you are either married or you're spoken for. Boys, stay away. And if you tie your bow on the left, it means that you are single and maybe not quite ready to mingle, but you're single. If you tie it at the back, you are either widowed, waitressing, or you are a child. And if you tie it at the front, there's been some like mixed messages about what this supposedly means. Some people say it means you're a virgin, some people say it doesn't mean anything. So I guess it's up to you. Anyway, I just wanted to make this video because I wanted to dress up. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you're ever coming to Oktoberfest in the future, now you know how to dress up in a Dirndl. Bye!